This is an episode about operations, upgrades, maintenance and repairs. First, launching the tender using the wing for hydraulics whilst alongside. This is obviously a time lapse. We would usually board the tender from a side ladder. With the help of Rob Coates of Ocean Currents and his team, we have upgraded a number of items in the wheelhouse. We also added some Intellian communications equipment.
Nice. Where is that on the nave? You're here. You're pulling at an angle too, probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's actually not pulling bad.
This is the old analog radar system. The antenna's been taken down, and of course if we come up you can see a big hole where the screen monitors are. It's a real messy set of wiring, and I'll be glad when the covers are back on again. In the distance is the fireboy system for engine shutdown, in the unlikely event and the very hopeful event that we won't need it at any time. If we pan back and go down, another whole set of wiring going on. Reverse around, you can see the panels are lying there waiting to be put back on when the new gear arrives. This is the comm center of the boat. Above the pilot house windows is the Aegean Wi-Fi system. Then down in here on the bottom shelf you have an iDirect X7 modem, VSAT modem. On top of it is the below decks unit for the Intellian VSAT V45 dish. The next units up is the Iridium Certus below decks unit, 600 kilobits per second, always on. And then next is the high definition TVRO below decks unit, set to direct TV at the moment, and the Wi-Fi network above that for the VSAT network. And then to the left, that is the PepWave unit, which connects with the Aegean and combines to give the alternative between Wi-Fi and the AT&T SIM card when we're in the US.
We're going to come back. We were at
So this is the new Furuno DR S6A radar antenna. This is the new Intellian S6 HD satellite TV antenna system. And this is the Intellian Certus C700 terminal. On the top of the mast is the Intellian 45 cm KU band maritime VSAT antenna, the V45C. So there's the ICOM M605 all working, and the screens are all back in. Everything's working good, the radar's on. The two AP70s are switched on. You come across the AIS, the backup VHF, the AIS, and the two new Furuno GPSs, all set up, all ready to go.
Okay.
And so this clutch pack's only supposed to use a smaller given amount of oil. But Twin Disc and everyone that I talked to, Great Lakes Power, everyone, could not tell me
How much that
what
was.
that volume was. And so I put a flow meter on it to test it, and I knew it couldn't use more than 2 gallons a minute. But so I put a 2 gallon a minute flow control on it with a flow meter, and it just pegged it at 2. So it's like, wow, it's really consuming a lot of oil. So in testing, we would, turn the flow control down. We'd get shifting back, open the flow control up. We could drive the pump. And so, since they couldn't tell me how much the clutch pack was supposed to consume, we just said, well, there has to be a problem in the clutch.
pack.
Yeah, because we changed this pump, thinking it may have been volume on the pump,
That wasn't the issue.
and it was a little better, but probably, that's just kind of clearance in the pump, over a lot of years.
I have to go.
So Tony,
Yep.
what exactly are we going to do here today?
So inside this thing,
Yeah,
there is stuff that's coupled to the PTO drive
yeah.
that runs through the clutch pack and eventually ties onto the input shaft of
Yeah.
the pump. So we're eliminating all of that,
Okay.
and what we're going to do is we're going to, in place of this clutch housing here,
Yeah.
where all the discs and stuff are inside, this housing and the clutch pack is going away. There's, for lack of a better term, a little bell housing that goes in its place, and then a couple different splined adapters that get you out to tie onto the shaft. So once that stuff's in place, you just slide the pump back up. It has shorter studs. These go all the way into the back of the transmission.
Right.
And so shorter studs, same idea though. You just put it up in there, start the nuts, tighten it up, and then it's live driven all the time.
All the time.
Yep. Which is like 95% of the boats that are out there.
Right.
So this is, a clutch pack's nice. It gives you an option to just disengage the pump.
Yeah.
But the downside is this. The upside is if you have some kind of failure, you can disengage the pump and you're not moving oil, right? But, for most of my service life, I've dealt with live-driven pumps. So it's kind of the norm. So
Tony should know because he's our hydraulic guru here. All right, we'll be watching with interest.
Okay. Okay. Let me, hold on. I'm going to kind of push that out of the way still. The clutch pack.
Okay.
So this bolts up. This is doweled,
Yeah.
and then bolts on also.
Yeah.
It also has this little tiny piston here
Oh yeah. Look at
that helps control oil.
Yeah.
All right. So there is a jet. It is a wet coupling, so oil will come in, but then it allows it to run back in.
Okay.
So this came off. This is the replacement piece.
Okay.
Before we put the little bell housing on there, It has two pieces. It has this spline coupler that has a snap ring in it.
Yeah.
This goes on there,
Yeah.
and it allows it to stop there.
Yeah.
And then this one has the same thing. It has a little ring in there.
Yeah.
So this goes in, and then when the shaft is engaged, that snap or that ring is right here,
All right.
and it doesn't allow this to walk out.
Right.
Okay. So, and then this, we no longer use these dowels. It pilots in the bore around this gear,
Right.
around that spline.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's really just a spacer to line it all up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It pilots there, and then this right here pilots on the pump to keep everything lined up.
Right.
And then once it's all bolted up solid, it's like one piece.
Right.
So.
Good. You don't put anything on that? You just dry?
The ones that came off were dry.
Okay.
So.
You think it's fine?
Yeah, I mean that's how we ended up with these still
All right.
intact, you know.
Sure.
And even the one back here, it came off in one piece dry. So we'll go with that. All right.
I gotta put that other piece on there.
Oh yeah. Okay. Ready? You just have to rotate it until it finds the right spline. Hold on. Let me see which way we gotta go here.
Over my way.
Yeah, just a little bit. 1 second. I don't know if that's even gonna. There you go.
It just slides on beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a lot better.
That's
the threads,
better.
too.
Good extension.
Okay.
And Tony and Anthony from YachtTech have now left. We have taken the old worn out clutch out, and now we have a direct drive for the hydraulic PTO off the main engine. We've tested it. It works fine. We had to get a new suction hose. That all worked out great. And it's now set up for me to go and wash the engine room tomorrow. But it's looking great. Now we've got to put the salon back together.
I plugged the end don't go in. Honey, where's my power?
It just came unplugged.
So Johnny is now applying the sealer after how many sanding layers, Johnny?
4.
Four.
4.
We finished off with 120 or 180.
180.
120 on the deck, right?
Yes, so it's not slippery.
So it's not slippery. This is a clear tone, rich, beautiful color. Rock and roll. Wow. the day after the wood was prepared and done. It just looks so beautiful. So here we have YachtTech getting ready to bring my new wing transmission down to the boat. I've got it down here. So what are we looking at here, Dan?
That's what they call the damper plate. The engine, the crankshaft is turning that piece.
Okay. And those pieces have been stripped.
Yes, they have to mate with the other half, the female and the male part of this spline.
And the spline has been stripped here too.
Yes. You can see only about an inch of the spline engages.
Yeah. And that's the only part that's supposed to engage.
Yes.
But it's been stripped.
Yes.
Right.
By a high-speed maneuver.
By feathering the motor.
Yeah, by a dickhead. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
So we got the transmission off. You can see the shaft and the plate's been removed. And now they're off to see if they can find the right size, because they brought the wrong size with them. So here we have the new Torflex silicon element Tri 2. This is much more heavy duty, and although the other torsion element looked similar to the previous one, it wasn't heavy duty enough. This one looks like it's really solid. We'll be putting it together today, and hopefully everything goes according to plan. So now we're installing the plate. The transmission will hang off once it's in place. Dan's just lining it up. Gotta make sure it's the right way up, Dan. Are you sure?
Yeah, this way is right.
This way's right. Good. Never doubted you for a minute.
Ready?
The spline is aligning.
There she goes.
Can you kind of hold it there for a second?
Yeah.
Like that?
Well, that took a little bit of jiggling,
It didn't have...
but we got it done.
Yeah, this has locks on it. No, just fine.
So are we on the home stretch now, Dan?
Yep, sounds like it's shifting good.
And now we're just putting back the
Shifter.
cable. Small adjustment to the throttle cable, and we should be good to go. We've tested it manually from down here. It runs like a charm.